Some people don't want your attention. They want your energy. They want your frustration, your confusion, your emotional chaos. And every time you react, every time you explain, defend, or explode, you're feeding them exactly what they came for. But here's what they never prepared for. What happens when you become so utterly boring that they lose interest entirely? This is called the gray rock method, and it's about to change how you deal with every toxic person in your life. Think about an actual gray rock for a moment, sitting in a field. No color, no movement, no story. You wouldn't stop to pick it up. You wouldn't write home about it. You'd walk right past it without a second thought. That's what you're going to become to the people who thrive on your reactions. Not cold, not aggressive, not playing some emotional tug-of-war, just unremarkable. The kind of boring that makes them look elsewhere for entertainment. Because here's the truth, no one tells you about difficult people. They're hunters, and hunters don't chase prey that doesn't run. See, toxic people operate on a very specific fuel source, your emotional response. A narcissist needs your admiration, or your devastation. Either works. A drama seeker needs you entangled in their chaos. A chronic critic needs to see you flinch, defend yourself, get rattled. Without that fuel, they sputter out. They don't know what to do with someone who simply doesn't react. It short-circuits their entire playbook. And here's the beautiful part. They can't call you out on it. What are they going to say? You're being too boring? There's no accusation that sticks to someone who's simply calm. The gray rock method was originally developed to help people deal with narcissists and manipulators they couldn't fully escape. Coworkers, family members, co-parents. People you can't just cut out. But here's what makes it so powerful for introverts. It requires no performance, no clever comebacks, no confrontation, no social acrobatics. Just less. And less is something you already understand. Let me show you what gray rock actually looks like in practice. First, flatten your emotional range. When a toxic person says something designed to provoke you, an insult disguised as a joke, a passive-aggressive comment, bait wrapped in a question, your face stays neutral. Not angry neutral, not tense neutral, just nothing. Like they commented on the weather. Your voice stays level. Your breathing stays calm. You give them no signal that their words landed anywhere. This isn't suppression. You can feel whatever you feel inside, but your exterior? That's protected. That's the rock. The storm rages. The rock doesn't flinch. Second, answer in the shortest form possible. Toxic people love open loops. They ask questions designed to pull you into lengthy explanations, justifications, stories they can pick apart. So, you close those loops instantly. Why didn't you come to the party? Wasn't feeling it. Are you upset with me? Nope. What do you think about what Sarah said? Nothing much. Notice what's happening here. You're not being rude. You're not being aggressive. You're just offering nothing to grab onto. No hooks, no threads to pull, no drama to harvest. Third, never volunteer information. This is crucial. Toxic people gather ammunition. Every detail you share, your plans, your struggles, your hopes, your fears, becomes potential leverage. They file it away. They wait for the right moment. Then they use it to hurt you. Gray rock strips them of intelligence. Think of yourself as a classified document. They don't have clearance. What are you working on these days? Just the usual. How's everything going with that situation? Fine. What are your plans this weekend? Nothing special. You're giving them the conversational equivalent of a blank wall. They throw paint at it. The paint slides off. Fourth, redirect without engaging. When they try to draw you into conflict, into gossip, into emotional spirals, you simply don't go. Can you believe what happened with, I haven't been following it. I need to tell you about this thing that's been driving me crazy. I hope it works out. Then you change the subject, or excuse yourself, or simply let silence hang. You're not participating in their theater. You're not an actor in their drama. You're not even in the audience. You've left the building entirely. Now here's the part most people get wrong. Gray rock is not about being cold to everyone. It's not about shutting down emotionally with people who actually care about you. It's a targeted defense system. You deploy it specifically with people who have proven, through consistent behavior, that they use your emotions against you. With everyone else, you stay yourself. The rock only appears when the vultures circle. This is surgical, strategic, intentional. You're not becoming a different person. You're deploying a specific tool for a specific threat. Like armor, you don't wear it to bed. You wear it to battle. There's a psychological phenomenon that makes gray rock devastatingly effective. It's called extinction burst. When a toxic person suddenly stops getting the reaction they're addicted to, they don't quietly accept it and move on. At first, they escalate. They push harder, try new buttons, say worse things. They're desperate to get that hit of emotional response they're used to. And this is the moment most people break. They think, it's not working, they're getting worse. No, that escalation is proof it's working. It means they've noticed, they're scrambling. Their usual tactics are failing. If you can weather the extinction burst, stay boring just a little longer, they eventually realize you're no longer a viable target, and they move on to someone else. This is key. They don't change. They don't suddenly become decent people. They just leave because you stopped being useful. And that's a victory. Yes, I want you to understand something. Gray rock isn't about becoming emotionless. It isn't about losing yourself. It's about choosing who gets access to your inner world. Think of it as emotional architecture. You're not tearing down walls. You're being strategic about which doors stay open and which lead to empty rooms. The toxic person knocks. They get a foyer. Bare walls, no artwork. No furniture, no reason to stay. Your actual living space, your warmth, your depth, your real self, that's reserved for people who've earned it. Let me give you a framework to remember this. The 3 Ds. Dull your responses. No emotion, no enthusiasm, no visible frustration. Just flat delivery. Decrease your output. Short answers. Minimal words. No elaboration. Disengage physically when possible. Create distance. End conversations early. Be somewhere else. Dull, decrease, disengage. Write it down somewhere. Make it your mantra before difficult interactions. When you feel yourself being pulled into chaos, run through the checklist. Am I being dull enough? Have I decreased my output? Can I disengage now? Now you might be thinking, doesn't this make me fake? Isn't this just pretending? And here's my answer. Every single day, you already moderate yourself. You don't say everything you think. You don't show every emotion you feel. You calibrate based on context. Gray rock is just another calibration. It's not lying. It's not manipulation. It's refusing to give a performance to someone who paid for a ticket they never deserved. Here's something I want you to notice. The people who drain you most aren't usually strangers. They're the ones who've learned exactly which buttons to push because they've had access. Family members who know your insecurities. Colleagues who've seen you stressed. Ex-friends who cataloged your weaknesses. They had a map of your interior. They knew exactly where to strike. Gray rock works precisely because it removes that access. They're still holding the old map, but you've changed the terrain. You're not fighting them. You're not arguing. You're just renovating. New locks, smaller windows, a very boring exterior. Before I finish, let me tell you what gray rock will cost you. Nothing real. The toxic person might accuse you of being cold, distant, changed. Good. That means it's working. They might tell others you're difficult. That's something's wrong with you. That's the extinction burst talking. Let it burn itself out. What you'll gain is something you can't put a price on. Your peace, your energy, your mental space reclaimed from people who were squatting there rent-free. You'll notice something strange after a few weeks. The mental exhaustion starts to lift. The constant replaying of conversations fades, because you're no longer investing in battles that were never meant to be won. I want to leave you with a question. Who in your life consistently leaves you feeling drained, defensive, or doubting yourself? Picture their face. Now imagine the next conversation with them. But this time, you're a gray rock. They throw words at you. The words bounce off. They look for cracks. There are none. Eventually, they wander away, bored, looking for easier prey. And you're still there, unmoved, untouched, still standing, whole. The energy they wanted to steal, still yours. The reaction they craved, never given. If you've had to use this technique with someone, or if you're realizing right now you need to, tell me in the comments. Sometimes just naming it helps. You're not alone in this, and you're not wrong for protecting yourself. Remember, you don't owe your emotional energy to anyone who weaponizes it. Become the gray rock. Become so boring that chaos can't find a home in you. Let the storm pass. Let the vultures starve. Let the hunters look elsewhere. And then build your life, silently.